Prime Minister Modi is on a 3-day visit to Sri Lanka. He met with President Dissanayake as well, and during the talks he raised several issues. He in fact assured that India will stand by Sri Lanka and support it in key sectors. He also said that he raised the issues of Indian fishermen and their concerns during the talks as well. My colleague Gauri joins us from Colombo. Gauri, take us through the key points of what was discussed during this meeting. The joint press conference just concluded as well, where the Prime Minister had assured full support to Sri Lanka.
Indeed. In fact, a very important press statements and very important messaging that has come out. In my view, there are 3 or 4 very critical and crucial messaging and decisions that have been carried out and decided. One, of course, is the fact that there is going to be a defense pact between India and Sri Lanka. The statement, in fact, and the press statement very clearly said that Prime Minister Modi said that security interests of Sri Lanka and India are aligned, and he said that he's grateful for Dissanayake's support when it comes to India's concerns. This comes in the backdrop of growing Chinese presence in the Indian Ocean region, something that India had raised earlier, which President Dissanayake, when he was in India, did clarify and assuage all those concerns. And taking that forward, there is now a defense pact that India and Sri Lanka will enter into, ensuring that the strategic and defense interests of both countries are in fact addressed. He also went on to say that the Colombo Security Conclave and the Indian Ocean region are the 2 areas where the 2 sides will work together more and engage deeply when it comes to the strategic and military aspects. So that's the first key takeaway of this visit. The second important aspect, we've been saying that through the morning, which is around economic, particularly around agriculture and grid connectivity, both of which have featured prominently in the MOUs. There are 10 of them that have been signed. They feature very prominently in the India-Sri Lanka economic engagement. The third other important aspect is that Prime Minister Modi did talk about Trincomalee. Now, Trincomalee is a Tamil-dominated area, something where he has mentioned that India, Sri Lanka and UAE will work together and will create an energy hub. That's important, both from an economic as well as a political messaging point of view. The other 2 things that I think are very critical in this, when one needs to talk about, is the provincial council elections. The constitutional amendment that was made that allows for provincial council elections to take place has been hasn't proceeded further. Sri Lanka has 9 provinces. These province councils have their elections, and they have what would be a counterpart of India's chief minister. That's a governor of the province. That hasn't happened, something that many people, particularly those of the Tamils, have said time and again, that their representation it gets compromised. So that, I think, for the Prime Minister to make a reference about provincial council elections is very significant, and so is the reference about fishermen, something that's a festering issue between India and Sri Lanka. But Prime Minister said that it needs to be seen with a humanitarian approach. Will there be now a greater clarity in terms of what happens to the recurring issue of fishermen in India and Sri Lanka? That remains to be seen, but these are, I think, some of the key highlights of that very important meeting that just concluded a short while back.
Right, Gauri, thank you for bringing us those details. Let's quickly listen into what Prime Minister Modi had to say.
हमारी नेबरहुड फर्स्ट पॉलिसी और विजन महासागर दोनों में श्रीलंका का विशेष स्थान है। पिछले 4 महीनों में राष्ट्रपति दिसानायक की भारत यात्रा के बाद से हमारे सहयोग में उल्लेखनीय प्रगति हुई है। सांपुर सोलर पावर प्लांट से श्रीलंका की ऊर्जा सुविधा में मदद मिलेगी। मल्टी प्रोडक्ट पाइपलाइन के निर्माण और त्रिंकोमाली को ऊर्जा हब के रूप में विकसित किए जाने के लिए जो समझौता हुआ है, उसका लाभ श्रीलंका के सभी लोगों को मिलेगा। दोनों देशों के बीच ग्रिड इंटरकनेक्टिविटी समझौते से श्रीलंका के लिए बिजली एक्सपोर्ट करने के विकल्प खुलेंगे।